Right now, a woman is hurt in an afternoon shooting on State Street. What police are saying about the incident.
And some Baraboo residents are concerned about a new shooting range coming to their neighborhood. What the owner is doing to try to make sure gun owners are prioritizing safety.
Plus, officials in Columbia County are crediting new fingerprinting technology for new details about human remains left unidentified for more than 2 decades.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
A woman is in the hospital tonight after she was shot on State Street this afternoon.
Amy Reed is live there now. Amy?
Things have cleared up for the most part down here. Police have opened up this 200 block of State Street again, where earlier this afternoon a woman was shot while she was trying to get into an SUV. Police said that she knew the person who shot her, and now they're trying to determine if it was accidental or on purpose. Either way, they say there is no further threat to public safety, and they said that this has nothing to do with the fact that it's State Street. It could happen anywhere.
There's no ongoing threat to the community. This was very isolated. This really doesn't have anything to do with State Street problems that I think some have heard about. This was just a woman who was getting picked up on State Street by somebody she knows.
Police have already towed away the SUV where this happened. As far as injuries go, police said when they got on scene, the woman was alert and talking. We talked to a person that was here when this happened. We'll show you what he had to say tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
All right, Amy, thank you. Gun violence, of course, makes headlines all over the country every day, and a new shooting range set to open in Baraboo is drawing some concern from residents there.
But the owner of the gun range says they will offer educational opportunities to help curb the mishandling of guns. Jamie Perez joins us live at the construction site with more information about this new shooting range. Jamie?
Well, as you can see, a lot of the foundation on this shooting range has already been built, and this is actually just across the street from the sheriff's office here. Now, the owner of this gun range says that he thinks that with the new courses and educational opportunities, this could really benefit people in gun safety measures, but people who live nearby say they don't like the fact that this is near their homes.
It just allows us to do so much more as far as offering, education, a place for people to shoot. Shoot safely.
Brian Zawitowski and his family have owned this gun shop in the Dells for several years now. He says he's excited that the company is expanding soon to open a new shooting range.
Kind of completes the company as far as where we want to take it.
He says there's been a demand from people who live here to have a place to shoot safely indoors.
They're part of, our culture, and so, people really do need to be able to use them properly.
It's going to create chaos eventually, in my eyes. It's going to.
Alex Cohn lives close to where the shooting range is being built in Baraboo. He says while he thinks the business will do well, he doesn't want this near his home.
If you have an area here where you have all these guns and all this, it could possibly bring a little bit more violence to the area.
I can understand the concern from some people seeing the news and everything that's going on, but what we're all about and what we're supporting and contributing is all, legal.
Zawitowski said providing education is key to reducing gun violence. He believes through the new classes offered at the new shooting range, it will benefit people.
Being able to do sales and then be able to say, okay, do you want, some education, to go along with that, be able to teach them as well and not just, send them out the door and say, hey, good luck.
If you bring something like this to an area that has already had an issue with a lot of drug-related matters, I don't believe that it's going to be good for the area.
While Cohn isn't in favor, Zawitowski said he's received nothing but support.
Had a huge support from the community. The Baraboo City Council voted 6-0 to approve it once we were in the early stages, and we've had huge support from the community locally here. We have people that sign up on our list here to receive emails from us, and this is just people coming into the store on a daily basis.
People that want to carry those weapons, that's their right, but don't bring that in this area.
And the owner says they are still on target to open this shooting range by the end of this year. If you would like some more information on what type of courses and safety measures they're going to be offering, a link to that is on our website right now at channel3000.com.
To weather now, cooler with a chance of showers tonight. Let's check your first alert forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Free in the trial for the truck driver accused of crashing into a school bus that was pulled over for mechanical issues in Columbia County. 5 students were seriously injured. Earlier this week, witnesses testified about Wayne Murphy's erratic driving. Well, today, State Patrol truck investigator Sergeant Rich Krischer says there was nothing wrong with the semi that would have caused Murphy to drive that way. There's new information tonight on human remains found in Grant County nearly 24 years ago.
Well, that man has finally been identified. Danica Lewis joins us now to explain how this happened and what's next. Danica?
This technology is pretty wild, guys. Gail Byers' surviving family members are planning to have a graveside service, I should say, once they can get a headstone that actually displays his name. He's been John Doe since he was buried in the spring of 1996. Grant County deputies found the Bosco Bell area man's remains the autumn before that. The body was so decomposed they couldn't identify him. The current coroner reopened this case, though, earlier this year. And with the help of modern fingerprinting technology, the FBI was able to obtain prints. The family hadn't heard from this man since the early 80s.
I think there was a little bit of sense of relief on their part that, okay, now we know where he is and we know what happened, and we can kind of have some closure now as well.
Byers would have been in his mid-50s when he died. The coroner says that when his body was found, determined he did die of a heart condition, so no foul play suspected. Byers' family has decided to keep his remains at the county-owned cemetery where he was buried decades ago that you just saw there. Byers was a Marines veteran, so the county is hoping military benefits will actually help pay for that new headstone.
Good for the family to have some answers.
Absolutely.
All right. Danica, thank you very much. And new at 6, Hy-Vee is warning shoppers about a payment processing system breach. In a news release, officials with the supermarket chain say they detected unauthorized activity on certain credit card transactions in Hy-Vee fuel pumps, drive-through coffee shops, and the Market Grill restaurants. They don't believe grocery store checkouts, pharmacy checkouts, or other departments were impacted. The statement says leading cybersecurity firms are helping with an investigation, but officials cannot confirm which Hy-Vee locations were affected. They advise customers to check their credit card statements for any unauthorized payments.
People are worried a potential change to a service in Rock County could mean their children wouldn't see the same level of care. Tonight, the board is meeting to discuss the option to discontinue birth to 3 services with the group CISA 2 and replacing it with another service. The birth to 3 service provides help to families with young children with disabilities. Dozens of people spoke against the change with their main concerns that a new service provider wouldn't meet the same standards. But the board says even if providers change, the quality of care won't.
I am rather livid that county officials would even consider cutting or reducing one of the few county resources that are paramount for children and families that are typically already facing incredible challenges.
I just want families to know that the Human Services Department is committed to high-quality, family-centered services for those who need birth to 3 services, and that we want them to have confidence that their needs will be met and that we care about their perspective on what their family needs, and we don't want them to be anxious about that.
As of right now, the meeting is still happening. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, we will bring you the latest as to what decisions are made. Wisconsin Republican lawmakers are advocating for broader birth control access, an area where Democrats usually take the lead. They've introduced a bill that would allow pharmacists to prescribe birth control pills. No Democrat is signed on to the measure, even though they also favor expanding access to birth control. Democrats introduced their own bill that has fewer restrictions on pharmacists. That bill has no Republican co-sponsors.
Wisconsin opioid deaths are at their lowest level since 2015. The 838 deaths reported in 2018, that's a 10% reduction from the year before. State Department of Health Services says it is using a new online tool called Data Direct Opioids, allowing them to track opioid-related deaths by year, drug, age, sex, and race. The dashboard includes death and hospital records, plus state and national risk factor surveys. Tomorrow, tickets go on sale for Madison's first outdoor CBD festival, the Green Barn Door and Green Owl Wellness, hosting CBD Madison at Breeze Stevens Field. According to a Facebook event post, it'll include CBD and hemp product vendors, experts, and a specialty yoga class. The event is Saturday, September 28th, and you can buy tickets starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. We have a link to do that at channel3000.com.
Next at 6, a central Wisconsin school district wants Wisconsin schools to stop using Native American mascots.
We'll hear about their proposal and what the Wisconsin Dells district says it's doing to make sure it's using the Chiefs mascot respectfully.
For the 25th year, Wisconsin will be the nation's top cranberry producer. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, this fall, 5.6 million barrels of fruit will be harvested here in the state. That is up from 5.5 million barrels last year. Each year, Wisconsin's cranberry industry generates $1 billion and provides thousands of local jobs. A new resolution aims to get rid of all Native American mascots in schools statewide.
According to the resolution, 31 of 421 public school districts in Wisconsin still use Native American mascots, symbols, images, or nicknames. Madeline O'Neill tells us what it means for area districts. Maddie?
Well, Eric and Charlotte, the resolution originates from Wausau, but has been approved by Madison and Sun Prairie school boards as well. For some, this issue may have a simple answer. For others, it gets more complex.
Part of our local history here.
As students register for a new school year, one display in the Wisconsin Dells High School remains unchanged.
The authentic headdress, I think, shows how we represent ourselves and does so in a great manner.
In a school that teaches the Ho-Chunk language, it's a nod to the Ho-Chunk Nation and the school's mascot, the Chiefs.
Our Ho-Chunk families, many of them, not all of them, but many of them are very proud that we use the mascot Chiefs.
Administrator Terry Slack says 10 years ago, the district reviewed how to use the mascot appropriately with the Ho-Chunk Nation and keeps that conversation going.
We just want to really make sure that we respect their culture as much as possible.
We have to be cognizant of the fact that it's not just one tribe in one area we should be concerned about.
Tricia Zunker, Wausau School Board President, is behind a resolution to retire Native American-related mascots.
It seems like this is just an obvious resolution to introduce.
As a member of the Ho-Chunk Nation herself, Zunker doesn't want students exposed to the stereotypes.
It affirms or reaffirms inaccurate misconceptions of Native people.
We want all of our students to be comfortable in our school district.
Slack says if the Ho-Chunk Nation came to the school asking for a mascot change, he's all ears. But he believes it's a local control issue because of its complexity.
It's more than just a simple solution.
Pointing to research, Zunker says the solution is change.
This is culturally abusive behavior. It establishes an unwelcome and hostile learning environment. It's not a matter of personal opinion.
I contacted schools in our area with Native American mascots. There's the Wanakee Warriors. Its superintendent says over the years they've been phasing out Native American imagery. The district administrator in Fort Atkinson, home of the Blackhawks, says this resolution is something the board will discuss. Now the board will be sent to the Wisconsin Association of School Boards, asking the group to support legislation requiring districts to get rid of these mascots.
Maddie O'Neill reporting tonight. Maddie, thank you. Coming up, the Brewers pull off a comeback win against the Twins. Kevin Lewis with the highlights as Milwaukee splits the border battle.
Cooler tonight and some shower chances, but we get a short break from the rain tomorrow. Gary will have the details next in your First Alert forecast.
Kind of a dreary, cool day out there. Gary joins us with a look at our forecast. Gary?
Yeah, the cloud cover definitely held temperatures down, but tomorrow we'll have some more sunshine and temperatures should at least be back into the middle 70s. As we look at Doppler track, the last of the showers look like they're pushing out of southern Wisconsin. Can't rule out an isolated sprinkle or even an isolated thunderstorm popping up over the next hour or two, but for the most part, the threat for rain has shifted off toward the south and east. There's some showers and thunderstorms up to the north of the U.S.-Canadian border, but tomorrow will kind of be in between weather systems. Now, later tomorrow night, we'll see another round of showers and thunderstorms. These could linger into the day on Thursday or on Friday. Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms into southern Wisconsin. There could be a fairly significant severe weather outbreak to our south and west tomorrow, and the northern fringes of that could reach us Friday morning with those showers and storms moving on through. Rainfall amounts for the most part will be pretty tolerable, generally around 1/3 to 1/2 an inch, but there could be heavier amounts in excess of an inch in some areas that get a heavier shower or thunderstorm. Live view from the Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam in Platteville was showing sunny skies an hour ago. Now you can see how the clouds have moved back in. The WISC Sky Cam also looking mostly cloudy right now, but not seeing any showers around here. The Edgewater Sky Cam at downtown Madison also showing mostly cloudy skies, and you can see the effect that it had on the temperatures. Our high temperature today, 71 degrees, almost 10 degrees below average. Low temperature, though, held up because of the cloud cover at night, so that was actually 2 degrees above normal at 62. We're at 70 now, winds out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour. Dew point temperature continues to drop, so as the air dries out, eventually we'll start to break up some of that cloud cover later on tonight. Last night, the dry air in the northern part of the state kept temperatures in the 40s and lower 50s, whereas where there was cloud cover, temperatures are mainly in the lower 60s. But that same cloud cover held temperatures down. You can see in the southern part of the state only around 70, a little bit warmer to the north and west where there has been some sunshine. Dew point temperatures are continuing to come down. They're now in the 50s, the 60s being pushed to the south. So tomorrow should be a pretty nice day, but some of that moisture will come back by tomorrow night and Friday. Upper level winds continue out of the northwest as the weak area of low pressure moves off to the east, so that's why these showers are drifting toward the south. The next weather system also following along those jet stream winds will stay to our south and west, at least initially, but the one up in Montana will eventually affect us tomorrow night as we head into Friday morning. Here's that low pressure system that brought us the shower and thunderstorm chances the last couple of days. Now an area of high pressure will move in, giving us pretty pleasant conditions. While we're at 70 now, notice to the west, temperatures in the mid-70s. This is the kind of weather that we can expect for tomorrow, and with tolerable dew point temperatures that actually should feel pretty pleasant out there. But on future track, you can see how the showers move on out tonight, and then we'll look for maybe a break in the clouds late tonight into tomorrow during the day with some sunshine and high temperatures in the middle 70s. Then the next chance for showers and thunderstorms arrives tomorrow night and continues into at least the morning hours on Friday. For tonight, look for skies to be mostly cloudy, an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm yet this evening. Low temperature dropping to 57, so a little cooler than last night. Tomorrow, look for partly sunny skies and a pretty nice day overall with a high of 76. On future track, the threat for rain moves out tonight. Low temperatures drop into the upper 50s. We'll see sunshine for tomorrow with highs in the mid-70s. Then tomorrow night, the clouds move back in, along with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially late tomorrow night. Friday, I think much of the day may be dry. We could see a pop-up shower or storm in the afternoon. Highs will be in the mid-70s. And again, those rainfall amounts generally around 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, though, temperatures will be up around 80 for the weekend and low to mid-80s for much of next week with a few chances for thunderstorms in there.
With the season opener 16 days away, we'll hear why the Badgers quarterback room is a low-stress environment. That story and more coming up next. The Bears and Twins finishing up their 2-game series at Miller Park. And if you were scrolling through the TV guide or the satellite directory, you were out of luck. Exclusively on YouTube, internet style. 5-2 Twins, Eric Thames. Lines 1 to 2nd off 2 gloves. Mike Moustakas trots home, and it's 5-3. Same score in the 8th. 2 on for Trent Grisham. No batting gloves, no problem. Second deck shot. With 2 aboard, that makes it 6-5. Matt Albers walked the bases loaded in the 9th, but gets out of the jam. Brewers win 6-5. They are off tomorrow in D.C. for the weekend. Well, the Wisconsin quarterback race appears to be Jack Cohn's to lose. The junior signal caller was 2-2 as a starter last season, and he's doing enough this preseason to earn the majority of the first team work. But his spot's being hunted by freshman Graham Mertz and redshirt freshman Chase Wolf. Despite the fact that all 3 are gunning for 1 spot with every practice rep, they all get along, which isn't a guarantee when you're talking about college kids who all can't play at once.
I really like the way that room approaches each day and the way they support each other and fight to be their best, but they're always supporting the guy that's in. So that's what team's all about.
They're all my good friends, and we spend so much time together and do so much together that it's really good and it's fun to be around them. So it's definitely a great group.
The Packers are in Baltimore ahead of tomorrow's game against the Ravens. Now, I've never been on a plane with Matt LaFleur or any of the Packers, but in his short time with the team, it seems like he'd be someone you don't want sitting next to you if you want to go to sleep or read a book or watch a movie. Not because he's a bad guy, but because he's so high energy. So there might be a little verbal overload. High octane is what he preaches, and more high octane is how he wants his team to practice.
I still want more energy. I still want more juice. And I was getting on our coaches because I really think it starts with us as a coaching staff. We got to bring it every day if we expect the same out of our players.
The current 90-man roster doesn't have to be cut down to 53 until August 31st, but don't think Packers management isn't getting a head start on who's staying and who's going. GM Brian Gutekunst said there were some first preseason game issues, mostly on defense, which he said is understandable. But the power of the microscope will get more intense as the preseason rolls along.
I think it'll just come down to Matt and I's thought process of do we think that there's a future here to develop them, and how it compares to other spots on the team. We're not trying to take the 53 best players. We're trying to take the 53 best that make the best team. As we go through each position and kind of stack it, but then you start going it across the board. Those conversations will start to happen probably a week prior to Kansas City.
Ohio State wants to be the Ohio State officially, like governmental. The school confirming it filed a trademark for the word "the." The Buckeyes want to use it in clothing and merchandise. To get the trademark, the school must show the special usage of the word outside the traditional the meaning of the word the, or the Ohio State, the THE. They want it. They want to lock it down for those T-shirts and hats and jerseys.
Just want to make money.
Just want to make some dollars.
They're annoying.
Be like the Gary Canolti.
The Gary Canolti.
There's only one left, so my dad's gone now. Well, plenty of clouds out there, just a few sprinkles. Most of those are south of the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. Current temperatures upper 60s to around 70, so a little cool today. Dew-point temperatures are dropping, so we'll start to break up some of the clouds late tonight. Tomorrow we'll see some sunshine, highs mid-70s, some thunderstorm chances tomorrow night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but temperatures start going back up into the 80s for next week.
All right, thanks. We'll be back for the News 3 Now at 10 tonight.
Enjoy your evening.